Hi there. Today we're gonna talk about protective items we use in the gardening. The first thing we have are leather gloves. These are used mostly when pruning either plants or trees with spines, for example cacti, pomegranates, etc. And these are handy. One, because they have a thick layer of leather around them, so the spines won't penetrate easily, and two, they can be used for multiple purposes. These are great to keep in the shed for emergency. Everybody knows when you need them, sometimes you don't find them, so it's nice to keep a pair in our shed. A second thing is a visor. This isn't used for corona virus, but this is used when we are trimming our grasses in the garden. It has a protection layer. You can also use goggles or safety glasses, but this protects even your mouth, as your chin is around here. It has a bit of depth from your face, so you always have a bit of fresh air around you. I prefer this because it's easier to take off and you always have some fresh air around you. It's easier to clean. Usually I dump it in a bucket of water and let it sit for an hour and then brush off all the grass particles. So you can use safety goggles, but safety goggles will only cover this area. Safety glasses will even sometimes cover a smaller area, so that's why I use this part, because when you're using the trimmer, as we all know, parts get thrown away. Some are sticks, which can hurt or even injure you, and some are stones, which can cause greater damage. So it's always to use this. The third thing we have here is a full face-on mask. It's important. There are usually two types found in agriculture: the mouth one, which covers only the mouth part, and the full face. For me, I prefer the full face, even though during summer it will heat up like I'm cooking inside of it, but I still prefer it. One, usually I spray in the morning, so it's a bit breezy and cooler, and two, you have protection for the eyes also. With this mask, with the mask which has a mouth covering, you have to also wear a goggle, and sometimes they don't fit properly. This one is like a diving mask. It has silicone all around and it will fit very tightly. And one important thing is always check the filter are for chemical use and not for dust particles. There is a huge difference. If you're using dust particles filters, you can just take off the mask and breathe the air as you can, because these, when you're spraying chemicals in the fields, you need it for chemicals. Also check that the filters have to be changed regularly. These aren't expensive filters, but always make sure you change them. During spraying, you're supposed to wear a hazmat suit, but most people, let's say, don't. But at least don't go spraying in sleeves or shirtless. Wear long-sleeved clothes, as tight as possible, and when you go to wash these clothes, if you go to wash them, please don't throw them with the normal washing. Wash them separately. And also, when you're spraying, never smoke or go next to the fire. Why? You may ask. Because some sprays are flammable. They are not flammable mostly when they are in liquid form, but when they dry up, they will become flammable. And correct me if I'm wrong, one person had died of this. He had And overall, we dried up, he lit a cigarette, and it went up in a huge pile of flames. And it didn't give him a chance to take off the clothes. You can also, to protect yourself, wear a leather apron over your clothes when you're using the trimmer, because it will help reduce the impact of certain flying object, example a rock. And that's all. Always remember, you protect yourself for the sake of it, because it's better than to get some illness. All pesticides, including organic ones, are not good for our health when we spray them. We can't ingest them, we can't inhale them, so use protection. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe.